Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the important news and editorial that will be relevant for the preparation of civil services examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with the news topic list. Today is 27th of February. The first important news, that is E-Sanjeevani is a great boon for digital India. This is what Prime Minister has said during Man Ki Baat. Second news, that is from the text and context page of the Hindu, that are menstrual leave policies implemented globally. Third, Supreme Court seeks detail on steps taken to stop the manual scavenging. We'll see the detail about this. Second last, that is Center Plan Multimedia campaign to promote the schemes. And the last is an editorial, smoke signals from the renewable energy space. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And if you're new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful for your examination purposes, do press a like button. And before I begin the session, just to give you a brief about our integrated test series, if you're planning for Civil Services Examination 2023, this will be the best guide that will help you to check your preparation level. You'll get 30 prelims plus 8 mains test, which will be an all India level test. Free mentorship will be provided. Previous year questions will be included in the CSAT and full length test. There are flexible dates and time schedule for the test, and you'll also get a free IS Gazetted magazine, which is a current affair compilation, an excellent compilation that will give you a wholesome idea about the contemporary news. So for more details, you can refer to this contact number, or you can enroll in at the description. The video link description में link दी हुई है, आप वहाँ से register भी कर सकते. Now starting with the first news, that is E-Sanjeevani, a great boon of digital India, something important for General Studies Paper 2 under the subtopic, that is issues related to development and management of health. So recently, while addressing the 98th edition of Man Ki Baat radio program, the Prime Minister has remarked that E-Sanjeevani app और उसके साथ साथ जो UPI app है, they are shining example and power of digital India. So these two have done commendable progress and actually help the people, the citizen of this country to reach the problems, to overcome the problem they are facing in specific sectors. Now the Prime Minister said that E-Sanjeevani application has ensured medical services to the people who are far-flung areas in the country. तो जो ऐसे लोग हैं remote areas पे रह रहे हैं, उन लोगों को भी E-Sanjeevani से काफी ज़्यादा मदद हुई है. This is a teleconsultation app which has helped during the COVID-19 also. And E-Sanjeevani platform is the world's largest telemedicine implemented in the primary healthcare, specifically in country like India, where a lot of paucities there in terms of infrastructure bottlenecks in the healthcare sector. Till now, the number of teleconsultation using the app has crossed a figure of 10 crore, which is again a very good number considering the fact that the penetration of this in the longer run will definitely increase. Now about E-Sanjeevani app, E-Sanjeevani is a browser-based platform, एक independent applications है where doctor to doctor and patient to patient consultation are made. And E-Sanjeevani established a virtual link जहाँ पे beneficiaries को एक link share की जाती है, and where they share their problem, they get a teleconsultation, and this is basically a tertiary healthcare facility in the country. E-prescription is generated after the consultation is there. And once the consultation is completed, the session is done, you'll get an e-prescription of that. Our network spoke with the paradigmic or a generalist as a health welfare center, right? तो पूरी network बनाई गई है जहाँ पे connectivity, even the doctor's part, the patient part are taken care of. Now, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the E-Sanjeevani app has proved to be the greater boon for people of the country. During the lockdown process, where there was a suspect the kind of the virus, the lethal virus which was there. So at that point of time, the E-Sanjeevani platform has stated something which was very important for a country like India, and it was a boon for specifically those people who cannot move out, right? So this is how the progress has been made in the E-Sanjeevani. Now, reachability of E-Sanjeevani की अगर बात करें, the healthcare wealth center is currently operational and it's approximately 50,000 healthcare centers across the country. The number of teleconsultation using the E-Sanjeevani app has now surpassed 10 crore, right? The figure I've already told you before. According to the Union Health Ministry, more than 57% of the E-Sanjeevani beneficiaries were women and only about 12% were senior citizens. So this is again factual information relevant for specifically the mains examination writing. You can highlight the significance of E-Sanjeevani. Now, moving to the other news, are menstrual leave policies implemented globally? Something important for General Studies Paper 1. That is the role of women, women organization, population associated issues, poverty, developmental issue. Also, you can use this particular news in General Studies Paper 2, where issues related to health are concerned. So recently, the Supreme Court has refused to entertain a public interest litigation known as PIL, and this PIL was found about the menstrual leave for the worker and student across the country. So what Supreme Court has said while rejecting the petition is said that this is a policy matter and Supreme cannot intervene in this, right? So they highlighted that it was different dimension and with regards to the menstrual pain leave, and the government has to take up on. The petition that was filed before the Honorable Supreme Court has cited that the Supreme Court should provide directions to the state government to the central in compliance with Section 14 of the Maternity Benefit Act 1961. तो क्या है सेक्शन 14 में? सेक्शन 40 empower करती है and deal with the appointment of inspector and says that the appropriate government may appoint such officers and may define the local limit of jurisdiction within which they can exercise their function under the law. So these are the provisions which is specifically there in the Maternity Benefit Act of 1961, and this is what was invoked, and definitely the petition which was filed in the Supreme Court was rejected. Now we have to see whether the government is taking any decision in this regard or not. Now, what is the menstrual leave? अगर बात करें, it refers to policies that allow employers or student to take time off when they are experiencing any kind of discomfort during the time. And the context of the workplace, it refers to the policies that allow both paid and unpaid leave at the time. So there are some countries which are offering the kind of leave. We'll see the detail. कुछ इंडिया में भी states हैं जिन्होंने इसे allow किया है. We'll see that on the later part of the video. Now in 2017, the survey found that 32,748 women in Netherlands have actually this was published in the British Journal, and it found that 14% of them has taken leave from work during the school or during their menstrual cycles. The research estimated that the employees lost 8.9 days of work productivity every year due to the issues that was coming because of the leave due to the menstrual cycle. So these are some of the part of the leaves in terms of productivity. Some counter that it hampers the productivity of an organization, but to a larger extent we have to see the part of an individual also, because that should also not be neglected. Now global अगर बात करें क्या policies हैं at the global level, Spain is a country in the European country which has granted the paid leave to the workers, and even has now granted 3-day leave, and it can be expanded to 5 days for a month. In Asia, Japan has introduced the menstrual leave as a part of labor laws in 1947, and it has become the popular union law in 1920. इंडोनेशिया की बात करें, एशिया में इंडोनेशिया भी एक ऐसी कंट्री जिन्होंने इसे अर्लियर अडॉप्ट किया 1948 में, and it has further amended in 2003. Philippines has also permitted 2 days of menstrual leave on a month. And African countries में अगर बात करें, Zambia is a country which has a leave without needing a reason, without any medical certification, and these days it's called as a Mother Day, right? So this is a global practices that is going across the globe. Now our attempts are being made in India. अगर इंडिया के context में बात करें, कुछ ऐसी states government है, like state like Bihar and Kerala are the only state that they have introduced the menstrual leave for women. Bihar has introduced this leave policy in 1992, allowing the employer for 2 days paid leave for every month. And recently the Kerala government has announced that the state higher education department and now grant the leave for menstrual as well as maternity leave in the state, in the universities functioning under the department. So they have broadened the part of the area, the jurisdiction, so that the beneficiaries should get the benefit out of it. Now, moving to the other news, Supreme Court seeks details on the steps taken by the central government to stop the manual scavenging, something important for General Studies Paper 2 under the subtopic, that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from a design and implementations. So the Supreme Court has recently asked the Union government to put a record that whatever the steps taken by the government of India to stop to prevent the employment of manual scavenger in accordance to the prohibition of employment as a manual scavenger and the Rehabilitation Act 2013. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से पूछा है कि आप ऑन रिकॉर्ड हमें बताएं कि आपने क्या क्या ऐसे एफर्ट्स लिए जिससे आपने प्रोहिबिट किया है इस तरह के एम्प्लॉयमेंट्स को. Now the court has sought that the state-wise details should also be submitted, that whether the state government, the municipalities has taken some action with regards to the mechanism of cleaning the sewage, और क्या क्या ऐसा methodology adopt किए गए अगर manual scavenging नहीं हो रही है, then what are the other alternatives that they have taken. So the Supreme Court has categorically asked the Union government to file a report. Now the Apex Court has directed the center to inform the steps that was taken in pursuance of the guideline. और 2014 की एक जजमेंट है which is known as सफाई कर्मचारी आंदोलन जजमेंट. उस कंटेक्स्ट में भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने सारी चीजों के लिए पूछा है. They have asked the government to put a record before Honorable Supreme Court. Now, what was Safai Karamchari Andolan and other versus Union of India? So this was a judgment by the Honorable Supreme Court where it has issued a slew of guidelines for the rehabilitation of manual scavenging, which include cash assistance should be provided to them, scholarship for their children's, allotment of residential plot, training in the livelihood skill and monthly stipend should be there, and consistent loan should be provided so that if they want to pursue anything else, they can also go ahead. Now, the judgment has also prescribed the minimum compensation in the case of sewage death and even directed the railway to stop manual scavenging on the track. So these were the direction that was given by the Supreme Court in Safai Karamchari Andolan and other versus Union of India. Now, what was the proposal under the union budget? Recently, the government has come up with some proactive measures where the finance minister in the union budget, the current union budget for 2023, has said that the government is aiming to put an end of the complete manual scavenging. And the finance minister has informed that all cities and towns will be able to get 100% mechanical desludging and septic tanks and the sewers for the transitions from manhole to machine hole mode, right? So this is a transition, although for like country like India where we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav 75 year of independence, these things are very late and they should be taken prior by the government, right? Although it's never too late, if it is started, we're expecting this to be completed by next 5 years. Now, ground reality की अगर बात करें, despite several laws, periodic intervention by the court and practical continues prevail today. अगर बात करें कुछ bottom caste hierarchy के specifically for the ST, SC, these people are compelled to do this job because of the social stigma and attributing to the unemployment. The country has high level of unemployment and due to poor education level also some people continue to do the things for their livelihood. Right, so the failure of implementation of the administrative body like Panchayat and village and municipal corporation has also resulted in this. So these are the ground reality. According to the Union Social Justice Empowerment Ministry, the data says that the caste related to people belonging to the other caste, like total 43,797 लोग, इसमें 42,500 लोग that specifically belong to the scheduled caste. Now, manual scavenging is completely prohibited under the Prohibition of Employment as a Manual Scavenging and their Rehabilitation Act of 2013. Now, something more important, specifically for writing in mains paper, आपको death के बारे में पता होना चाहिए क्या death है. So, this is a report which was there by the National Commission of Safai Karamchari, a body under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. It says that 1054 people have been died till December 31st, 2022 due to hazardous cleaning of the sewage and septic tanks, right? And the highest number of that has been reported from the state of Tamil Nadu. This is followed by Gujarat, then Uttar Pradesh, then Haryana, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Punjab, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh and West Bengal. So these are the state data that is there by the National Commission for Safai Karamcharis. Now, moving to the other news, Center plans multimedia campaign to promote the scheme, something important for General Studies Paper 2 under the subtopic that is the government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from its design and implementations. The central government is relying on a multimedia plan to amplify the program of the flagship scheme, the scheme that is actually for the vulnerable section of the society, the marginalized section of the society, और जो मेन स्ट्रीम के लिए भी है उन सारे स्कीम्स पे गवर्नमेंट फोकस करेगी ताकि बताया जा सके लोगों को and an advertisement process will follow. So the publicity campaign is on a multiple media platform where including the print media, the telephones, the televisions, radio, social media, the messaging apps will be the primary in Indian languages. Now, there will be a common repository bank of short videos that will be there. All secretaries of the central government has been directed to utilize and create a team of prepared comprehensive videos for each of the beneficiaries oriented scheme of the central government. And the Information and Broadcasting Ministries has also initiated the process जहाँ पे common repository of short videos रखी जाएंगी ताकि बाद में central government है उसे अपने flagship schemes में utilize कर पाए. Now there is a Central Bureau of Communications under the Information and Broadcasting that has impaneled the multimedia agencies that include jingles, short videos, infographic at the rate approved by the government and ministry that can engage such agency to do the task. So there will be an involvement of the agencies, individual who will make the videos and the task that is done will be maintained in the common repository bank. Now, government spending in the advertisement की अगर बात करें, as per the reports, the government has spent 6,491 crore rupees for the advertisement in print and electronic media in 2014, which is like 3,260 crore rupees was spent in electronic media and 3,260 spent in the print media, right? The central government has sought to explain ministries that how various information and education communication methodology can be used to promote the schemes of the government of India. And the first and foremost priority should be make people aware about the specific scheme that is specifically meant for the beneficiaries. Now, moving to the editorial of the day, smoke signals from the renewable energy sphere, something important for General Studies Paper 3, that is the conservation, environmental pollutions, degradation, and EIA. This is also important for General Studies Paper 2, where government policies and intervention are concerned. So what we'll be looking into this editorial, first about the theme, that is renewable resources, and we'll see the indigenous indoor solar cooking system, a quest derived from the crisis, and improved stove household energy consumptions, and the conclusion part. Now, recently, the Indian Oil Corporation has launched a solar cook stove called Solar Nutant, that is an Energy Week 2023 that was processed, right? And this is something that is there as India has presided the G20 presidency. तो उसी context में India Energy Week भी organize की गई. Now, how does the cooker functions? This is what the solar panel is involved. A top lead is there and a cooktop. There is the electronic controller and heat simmers there. And you can see these are the food that can be cooked using this solar stoves. Now, indigenous indoor solar cooking system की अगर बात करें, this was developed by the Indian Oil Corporation Research Development, and this is a stationary rechargeable kitchen, basically a kind of a cooker that will be connected to a capable solutions of catering the cooking needs of Indian household, right? So the government has claimed that the stove would soon reach out to 3 crore household within next 5 years. So what government is targeting, the area specifically where the solar power can be utilized, और उस जगह पे इसको फ्री में भी गवर्नमेंट इवन सब्सिडाइज रेट पे देगी. The indigenous indoor cooking system is catalyst in accelerating the adaptations of lower options along with the biofuel, electric vehicles, and green hydrogen. Now, quest for the drive up from the cities or the crisis, you can see basically what has actually happened. After the problem that has emerged, the government has come up with the solutions in renewable energy. We have a target of renewable energy by 2030 and net zero emissions by 2070. So a quest for renewable energy, a decentralized technology for poor household were also taken. The government at the earlier attempts have called for transformation of the solar cooker by a national physical laboratory, which was fabricated in 1950. But again, the food security and self-sufficiency was again a point of concern, and final achievement was not made. Now, the solar cooker will definitely be there at the international press coverage, and newsreels and cinema, but indigenous design will based on 19th century innovation that was dead because of the water. Now a more innovation has come up where this part has been prevented, and Hyderabad Engineering Research Laboratories have made smokeless chulhas in 1953. जहाँ पे 1953 में smokeless chulhas बनाई गई. This was a brainchild of S.P. Raju, who has witnessed the smokeless chulhas for the millions. Now there's an improved scope now in the present context after the improvement of science and technology. In 1980, the government has turned the improved chulhas in the national energy policy. The program sought to check deforestation by reducing the fuel food consumption and also benefit the women. It is also actually helping the benefit of the women health and finances, because burning of coal and other stuffs has a lot more health repercussion. It was launched in 23 state and 5 union territories. The sole incentive was to have an improved chula with 50% of the government subsidies. The Ministry of Non-Renewable Energy, which is again Ministry of Renewable Energy, has claimed that chula has been adopted by 32 million homes out of the potential 120 million by 2021. Now, household energy consumptions की अगर बात करें, as a report is noted that it constitutes 80% of the rural household energy consumptions. An International Energy Agency found that 66 million people in India is depending upon the biomass and the cooking for lighting and other stuff, making India the largest consumer of fuel wood and household uses. Definitely the population and the problem with the affordability is also not that high. The reason being people use alternatives. Presently, despite the proposed success, the government has LPG schemes, that is inflation की अगर बात करें, even the LPG connection is on a higher side. The refilling of the LPG cylinder cost a lot, so the regional people, the rural people go for an alternative, even which is not environment friendly. Now to conclude this, the public policy is the money this now that is funneled into heavy subsidies, large scale private project produce green energy and largely for the commercial use, right? So we need to ensure that the public money is invested in the right way and it has a fruitful result and fruitful outcome. Technically, the innovation of the renewable energy policy, despite the presentation, serve and entrenches to high energy landscape. And technical innovation in India is the renewable energy policy that is deepening at a high and even energy landscape. The absence of any long-term goal to improve the rural income, despite the collateral between the per capita income, will be an energy consumption, right? So this is a type of the part that should be taken care of, an absence of any long-term goal, right? That correlate with the per capita income and the type of energy consumption will definitely have to seen by the government, also the stakeholders, the state government, and even we as a general citizen, we need to take a caution where the alternative source of energy should be used, which is less polluting and more sustainable for the environment. Now moving to the MCQ questions of the day, before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of Saturday questions. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question, the correct option is B. Today's MCQ for practice, that is about the OceanSat satellite. It is an Earth observatory satellite built and launched and operated by Indian Space Research Organization. OceanSat facilitate the applications including the documenting chlorophyll, concentrated planktons and blooms. So do check it out for the correct option. The second is about the ILO. It is an individual agency is mandated to advance the social security system in a basically at international level. It was created in 1999 as part of Treaty of Versailles. It releases social dialogue reports. So do check it out. This type of question from agencies and international organization is very important for the prelims examination. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis, followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.